Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. Patch 9.2 has been live for over a day, and already Blizzard has commenced with more class PvP tuning. Class tuning is very much expected to continue over the next few days, especially with us diving into some of the end game content of this patch, with Sepulchre of the First Ones opening next week, together with a Season 3 of Mythic Plus as well as PvP. And it looks like some PvP tuning has started really early, with patch 9.2 already receiving some PvP updates, primarily nerfs for classes that are looking to potentially overperform going forward. But these changes wasn't the only thing that surprised us, as Blizzard unexpectedly released a wave of suspensions right before patch 9.2 got released. So in this video, I wanted to cover the recent PvP changes that the game has gotten in the early days of patch 9.2, as well as the new controversial suspensions that hit some players right before they could play this new update. Before we get into this video though, most of you guys watching these are still not subscribed. However, the more of you are reminded, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as hit the bell if you're watching this video anyway, especially if you want to see more regular patch 9.2 updates, content, and guides, as well as potentially future WoW expansion announcements. The first set of PvP updates are a bit more general, like a reduction to the Honor and the Conquest gear upgrade cost, which should hopefully help alleviate some of the issues and grindiness of PvP gear upgrades. The PvP trinket set bonus also got changed. Running 2 PvP trinkets will now grant you a bonus of primary stats and stamina instead of a versatility value increase. Recently, Blizzard nerfed a variety of different defensive abilities, from PvP talents to some of the basic class spells. Fleshcraft Absorb has been nerfed by 5% of your stamina, the Death Knight spell warding effect is nerfed by quite a bit, the Frenzied Regen ability of druids in general got doubled in its nerf value, which also affects the Conduit. When a druid dips low, they automatically activate Frenzied Regeneration. The Windwalker Monk Reverse Harm PvP talent got nerfed by 40% of its original value. You have basic healing nerf for Retribution Paladin Ward of Glory, the Rogues Cloaked in Shadows Conduit, the Enhanced Shaman's Healing Surge ability, and the defensive stance for Arms Warriors now provides you a 10% damage reduction instead of 20 in PvP situations, while still reducing your own damage output by 20%. These were all of the nerfs that got implemented right before patch 9.2 was released. The nerfs that follow the next day start off with the Restoration Druid. The mana regeneration for Restoration Druid took a little bit of a hit, and so did their healing output. However, for the PvE side of the game, Restoration Druids saw a 10% damage as well as healing output baseline buff. So this healing nerf more or less just counteracts the initial buff that they got for the PvE side of the game. The popular Verdant Infusion legendary for Restoration Druids also saw a slight nerf in this recent update. So besides your legendary, your healing doesn't change by much, but you do get a free 10% damage increase going into the patch 9.2. The next class on the list is the Holy Paladin. However, before we talk about the recent PvP changes, let's talk about the general changes Paladins gotten before 9.2. They saw baseline heals getting amped a little, but their damage nerfed by quite a bit, with the passive for Avenging Wrath getting removed. What the passive did before, it would increase the amount of healing and damage Paladin did by 10% more than the other specs. So instead of doing 20% more damage in healing, they did 30% more damage in healing. That passive is now gone. For PvP situations, Blizzard is buffing Holy Paladin healing by 6% more. Overall, this is going to affect the damage output and the burst potential of your Holy Paladin, but your healing should more or less level out with this recent update. The class of Priest is also getting affected by mana nerfs, with the mana regeneration from the Fey Guardian's Wrathful Fairy getting reduced by 50% within PvP. The Night Fae Covenant is actually a really popular covenant for Disc and Holy Priests within top-end arenas, and maybe that's why Blizzard is going after priests that are Night Fae. Maybe that mana advantage gave him an edge over the competition. The PvP talent of improved Mass Dispel is getting improved. Its cooldown reduction for Mass Dispel is now up to 25 seconds rather than 15. However, when you cloak yourself with a Greater Fade PvP talent while trying to Mass Dispel, your Mass Dispel will now take you out of Greater Fade, so you can no longer immune dispel enemies or allies. For Holy Priest, they saw their mana regeneration reduced by 5% more, and the damage of the Venthyr Covenant ability Mind Games has been reduced by 15% within PvP, though it's not really a nerf. Priests have gotten recent baseline buffs in patch 9.2. Their healing increased by 10% while their damage increased by 15%. So this nerf simply offsets this baseline priest buff they got recently. So Mind Games should still hit like a truck. But Holy wasn't the only spec that got nerfed. Shadow Priest saw their mana regeneration nerfed by 10% more. When it comes to rogues, the perforated Veins conduit is getting nerfed by 60%. With perforated Veins, after 6 Shadow Strikes, your next backstab would do a ton more damage. If you were to transform your backstab with the talent of Gloomblade, it would not only hit harder, but hit for pure shadow damage, which ultimately ignores your enemy's armor. With the Symbols of Death, that Gloomblade is a guaranteed crit. And with a legendary, that Gloomblade can do 50% more damage. This conduit nerf is likely due to the rogue's 4-piece tier set, which has a chance to provide us more Shadow Strikes procs whenever we use our finishers. With more Shadow Strikes means we get more value out of the conduit and more bursted damage with our Gloomblade. Finally, the warrior PvP talent of Death Sentence will now have an internal cooldown. You can charge with execute to a target every 6 seconds, which will limit the amount of uptime a warrior may have on a target that is critically wounded, giving them more opportunity to recover. Besides all of these impactful PvP changes, we got a recent surprising wave of suspensions from Blizzard. It looks like the reason these accounts are getting suspended is for account sharing, which is against Blizzard's TOS. They also noted that every account suspended will have certain rewards, achievements, and even credit for certain in-game activities removed from the account history. While I did hear that some accounts got wrongfully suspended for using VPNs, and hopefully those appeals will get overturned, it seems that majority of the accounts suspended might have been using boosting services in order to gain some of the rewards during the Legion Mage Tower time walking event. Recently, Blizzard did go after a lot of the boosting communities and organizations, and it looks like in this ban wave they went after the players that may have used some of those boosting services to get some of the transmogs, mounts, and even the Fellware bear skin from the recent Mage Tower event. Personally, I enjoyed the difficulty of the Mage Tower when Blizzard brought it back for the Legion time walking, but many players did struggle with it. And I guess some players wanted the tower rewards so badly that they paid someone else to do it through a boosting service. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think about this update? What do you think about this recent ban wave that hit players right before patch 9.2 launched? Do you agree with these recent suspensions, as well as Blizzard removing the rewards from the accounts that paid for boosting services? Or do you think that Blizzard should maybe reconsider the difficulty of the Mage Tower and make it easier for more players to be able to acquire some of the transmogs and cosmetics? But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the recent class changes. Which classes do you think should get buffed instead of nerfed in the patch 9.2? Also, let me know what you think about the recent wave of suspensions. Do you agree with Blizzard's take on removing the rewards from players that use boosting services? Or do you think that they maybe should address the difficulty and the challenge of the Mage Tower going forward in the future update? If you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video, we have a link towards our YouTube community Discord channel. If you guys want to reach out to me directly, let me know what you think about this video or have any questions on patch 9.2, DMs and Discord are always open. Join our Discord to join our community. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another one.